This is Mike Patak, and our paper was Budgeting for an Academic Department at a State University. Can you believe the numbers? Introduction. Our paper is about the Social Service Department at a university which has a large deficit for several years. The deficit is the worst in the university, and it has been for several years. The director of the department was asked to reduce the deficit several years ago, which he says is impossible because its spending is down to the bone. From a budgeting viewpoint, the college would be better off without the social work department, according to the dean. The department is booming with plenty of students, but the dean is considering dropping the program due to the deficit. Since enrollment is booming, why is there a deficit?
My name is Mike Dowd, and I will talk about the background information on the college and on the budget system. A recent change in demographics has amounted to declining enrollment at the college. The number of students graduating from the state high school is declining, and costs to keep the college running are increasing. Efforts have been made by the school to reduce costs and increase enrollment, but there is a tremendous incentive to find programs to cut in order to save money. Tuition and fees and other student charges contribute to about 30% of the revenue side of the university, but they do not appear on any college or departmental budget. Only revenues clearly generated by a particular department are included. State appropriations, grant funding, endowment earnings, and other revenues make up the remainder of the revenue side of the university budget, but they are not distributed among the budgets of the colleges. Before the beginning of each fiscal year, the Vice President of Finance sends each dean's office the base budget for the year. The dean relays it to department heads, but neither really get a chance to challenge the budget. Each department must balance its budget. Allowable expenditures must equal planned expenditures. During the year, each department can change the allocations between various budgets to address specific needs. Midway through the year, a dean will meet to discuss whether or not the budget will be met. Every department is evaluated on the variance between the base budget and actual expenditures. The budget spreadsheet has 5 columns. The 5 columns are: the first column is the original base budget, the second is the current budget, which is a modified version of the base budget. The third is the year-to-date actual expenditures and revenues that are clearly associated with the department. The fourth is encumbrances, which are budgetary dollars appropriated for known amounts, which are mostly salaries and wages. And the fifth is budget variances, and you calculate these by taking the net amount of column 2 minus columns 3 and 4. The sum of all variances reveals the surplus or deficit of the department, and right now the college already has a deficit of almost $50,000.
Hi, I'm Shi Qin. I will introduce the Social Work Part 1, the Department of Social Work. The Social Work is an accredited program offering a bachelor's and a master's degree. You can see in the PowerPoint, both degrees are popular and fully enrolled. The department has the second largest master's program in the university. Then, the social work is not the case for undergraduates. College students take many classes in other departments for general education or electives. The director estimates that 35% to 50% of the undergraduates enter the university because they want that degree. Last but not least, the graduate program is popular because all hiring agencies guarantee graduates a rise upon its completion. So that's why a lot of people choose the social work and want to get much more information on the Department of Social Work. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jia Li. I'm the Part 2. The course on social work education requires a minimum of 6 full-time faculty for a master's program and 2 for a bachelor's. The department has 7 full-time faculty and 2 half-time faculty. The correct dating body requires a 1 to 12 ratio of full-time equivalent faculty to students at the master's level and 1 to 25 ratio at the undergraduate level. It also requires that each undergraduate student participate in a minimum of 400 hours of field study, and each graduate student in 900 hours. The department pays about $100,000 for agents annually, about 60% of which is for the graduate program. The base budget of Department of Social Work is $1,045,000, of which $1,037,000 is salaries, wages, and benefits. The dean hopes that the faculty will receive additional grants in the future. The department also anticipates having to spend a total of $75,000 on other operating expenditures, which include the copy machine and phone, membership fees, faculty development funds, expenditures on students' handbooks, replacement of computer, or actual receipts or expenditures can be seen in the following picture.
Hi, my name is Zhenquan Zhang. During the conversation with Josh, the director of the social work, he talked about the budget of academic department at the university. First, he talked about how get the numbers surpassed the dean and the vice presidents last year. He said, First, he said our faculty administrative and staff salaries and our base budget about only 47,000 of adjunct pay, less than half of what we need. But we have to spend about $70,000 to $80,000. Second, he talked about another major factor that drying up the grant funding. He said our faculty continues to secure grants, but not as much and for not as large amounts. Third, he talked about he said the budget officer will reduce the salary line by the amount paid by the grant and transfer those dollars to the another expenditures lines. It will appear in the year-to-date column of the spreadsheet. Finally, he said there is a need for licensed social workers in the states because we need all the adjuncts and we are not paying them outrageous amounts. We simply cannot come in on budget even if we keep operational expenditures.
Hi, my name is Xiangyu Ge, and I will introduce this part. So first, to saving the operational cost, also give us some example. The first is travel to cut the traveling cost. But traveling is starting of the academic. If without traveling, we cannot gather the new idea and learn what others are doing, and even do a research. The second one is close one department, and third one is similar waste. The second one is to close an undergraduate program. But those actions will lead to the result, and that is the university is saving small but losing much more than it's saving, which means people may go other university rather than yours. So the problem is cutting these things is not wise way to save your cost or wasting, but shrink our net income. It is still around 65,000 deficit with those except saving cutting actions. The author has a chance to show the result to the vice president of the finance to convince him to avoid this action. The first but the author have to notice some point. The first is indicate them clearly, because the result will show to the no financial person. So the easier it can be understand, the more stronger the result is. And the second one is make recommendations and present them in appropriate format. This is very important one, because the previous situation is current system shows that the cutting some departments better off the university, and it can defeat the deficit. So you should prove that in some departments are closed that would make things worse rather than solve the problem.
What contribution is the unit making currently, both financially and otherwise? The unit is operating below budgeted expenditures in faculty salaries, shared curriculum fees and salary transfers from the college, and course fees. The department also brings credibility to the school, as all of their undergrads graduate and all grad students get raises. What effect will the closing of the department have on the university? The university will have a narrower available class offering and will cut nearly $50,000 in deficits. What effect will the closing of the bachelor's program have on the university? Closing the bachelor's program will equate to savings of about $13,000. Overall, what is the problem? Why does this department look so bad financially? The problem is sources of money in the past, such as grants, have expired and are not accounted for in the budget despite increasing costs.